Welcome back to CVM Live. It's now time for our major stories in detail. The organizer of the St. Thomas protest on Monday was allegedly arrested on suspicion of criminal activity. CVM Live's Nicole Wilson reports.
Less than 24 hours after bus operators in St. Thomas withdrew their services in protest of the bad road conditions, organizer of the protest, Omar Ryan, was arrested. The circumstances surrounding the detention of Omar Ryan are still unclear, so CVM Live decided to visit his attorney Bert Samuels at his offices in downtown Kingston. Thank you so much. Samuels recounted the series of events that led to his client being held in police custody.
Mr. Omar Ryan was contacted by the Morant Bay Police yesterday at about 3 o'clock. He reported to them on his own voluntarily. He spoke with the Inspector of Police at Morant Bay Police Station. That inspector told him that he was needed by Area 5. That is Constance Ring, who is in charge of St. Thomas, St. Andrew, and St. Catherine.
Okay.
They took him to Constance Spring Police Station at about 6 yesterday afternoon. He thought he was being questioned, and then he was detained.
Some individuals who participated in the protest allegedly resorted to the burning of tires and the stoning of a police vehicle, actions which Mr. Ryan condemned. Despite having publicly spoken out against these actions, Mr. Ryan was still held in custody.
So I decided this morning to take action in the parish court at St. Andrew, and the matter came before her parish judge, Miss Ellis, and she heard the matter and ordered that the police should account to the court. This was done through the liaison officer in the courtroom, and it was reported that the police needed him to be questioned.
Samuels insists that his client did at no time incite or encourage any acts of violence. CVM Live also understands that one other person, Andrew Turner, was also arrested on similar suspicions. His attorney, Stephen Jackson, explained that he was also not certain under what circumstances his client was taken into custody. He is also questioning the rationale behind Ryan's and Turner's being taken to Kingston and subsequently being placed in separate lockups. Jackson said that he is concerned about his client's welfare given the well-known less than desirable condition of the police lockups. Citizens in St. Thomas have deemed the arrest of the two men as unjust and are demanding their release. Nicole Wilson, CVM Live.
Spanish Town St. Catherine has again taken center stage in a negative light following Tuesday's murder of 2 civilians in the Spanish Town bus park. Here is CVM Live's Nika Lewis.
Spanish Town St. Catherine has again taken center stage in a negative light following Tuesday's murder of 2 civilians in the Spanish Town bus park. In the first incident that happened about 8 a.m., a bus operator was said to be persuading passengers to his vehicle when an armed man reportedly approached him. It's understood the man spoke briefly with the bus driver who plies the Spanish Town to Mandeville bus route before opening gunfire, hitting the driver. The bus driver, whose identity has not yet been released, was later pronounced dead at hospital. The gunman allegedly fled the scene and escaped in a waiting motor car. Sources say the incident was the doing of extortionists who target the public passenger vehicle operators in the bus park, demanding daily dues. It's understood the bus driver refused to pay, therefore suffering a grim fate. But the concentrated police presence in the town was not enough to reassure residents who scurried out of the town, or to prevent another murder. Less than 4 hours later, just before noon, sources say another person was killed in the same bus park. The victim's identity has not yet been released. Concerned residents told CVM Live that about 4 persons have been killed in this fashion in recent weeks due to issues surrounding extortion and gang feuds in the area. Our cameraman was advised to proceed with caution as he sought to gauge the mood of the town, often buzzing with commerce and trade. Residents are calling for drastic measures to be taken to curb the gang warfare and wanton killings in the town. Nika Lewis, CVM Live.
A St. Mary family home has become the center of a property dispute, which led to the eviction of a tenant who is currently in hospital. CVM Live's Joel Croskill reports.
After the death of Mary Scott, he take her granddaughter to the Court, Chantal Hines.
It's understood that the stepson of the owner's son is the one making protests that the property is rightfully his.
My mom died the 26th of November, 2016. He went to the Supreme Court and take back Chantal Hines to court. Chantal has a chronic sickness. She's in and out of hospital. So therefore, she attend court when she's been served. She is in the university hospital at this time. He came on Thursday to evict her out of the house. She was not there. He come back on Monday and lick off the door and evict her out of the house.
Her belongings could be seen packed up outside of the domicile, where we sought further clarity on the maze-like dispute.
You are saying the original owner was Miss Tingle?
Cordelia Tingle.
Cordelia Tingle.
Yes, yes.
And Miss Cordelia Tingle has a son
Yes.
by the name of Percival Scott.
Yes.
Mr. Scott now has a stepson,
Yes.
and is a stepson take these action against.
Yes.
And how long has this girl lived here that you're taking action against?
All her life, 35 years.
But you said that Mr. Garvey, who is the stepson, has taken the rightful owner's sister to court already.
The rightful owner daughter.
To court already.
Yes.
And the ruling was, the judge says.
The judge says she don't see where Maurice Scott own any land here, so he cannot will the land to him, Oswald Garvey, because he look at the relevant documents and say he don't see where Maurice Scott own any land.
Joel Crosskill, CVM Live.
There's a cloud of doubt over circumstances about how a St. Elizabeth teenage girl has gone missing. Reports are she was invited to spend time with the foreign girlfriend of her father. However, when time came for her to return home to her family in Black River, news came that she was lost at sea. As Curlin Brown reports, it has since come to light that the woman and the girl's father, who is overseas, are estranged.
This is her. Right? This is her. At her graduation with her uncle.
Family members of 13-year-old Chanel Mackenzie Shen are nervous, anxious, and confused. And they want answers from the last adult who had temporary guardianship over her because she is officially unaccounted for.
I know that whenever Natalie comes from foreign, she always take the little to come and get the little child to spend time with her. Well, this time she come and she collect the child from the mom.
Not only was there a breach, but rather than her safe return, the mother received verbal communication. It was disturbing.
She make a phone call at 6 o'clock in the evening saying that she's gone, which I did not understand. So I asked her where she is gone. All I could get, she's gone.
Mr. Mackenzie got more information than Miss Buddle.
About 10 o'clock, one of my sons come and told me that, Daddy, you know here, what happened? Natalie carried Chantal at Great Bay Beach and she's drowned. They said it happened from about 2 o'clock in the day. Wherein we didn't hear. And it's after about 3 o'clock the Great Bay police said she come there and make a report.
As far as this mother is concerned, up to Monday when we spoke, nothing seemed clear. And as more speculation surfaced, the situation becomes more tense.
Actually, I did not know that they are breakup because they always going along and taking out the child. So it's after the death I find out that they're not together anymore. Today is 12 days and still nothing do not show up, anybody, nothing.
Persons have reportedly said they saw a child with fear in her eyes. Others said it was irresponsible for anyone to have faced the ocean based on the weather conditions that day.
They said the little child, go out with the lady in the water. And from then, she's screaming for help. People around there say they hear the little child screaming for help. And 2 big people there watch her swim. And all know, none of them not save her. So three of them went to the beach. And all know she's missing.
So what about the now ex-girlfriend of the father, who took Chanel to the beach. It's suspected she's about ready to leave the island. Miss Butler says up to hours ago she called to say she did not kill her, but she drowned. As it stands, the family is not confident in the police's approach.
I will still need to see my daughter, if even the body.
A matter now closer to home. CVM TV is this evening issuing a reward for anyone with information that could lead to the arrest of criminals caught on camera looting at one of our transmission sites last month. Here is Nika Lewis with that story.
CVM TV is offering a reward to anyone with information leading to the arrest or charge of these two men caught on camera stealing from one of its sites. On October 19 at approximately 10:58 p.m., this man seen covered in a hoodie was caught on camera in the vicinity of CVM's transmission site in Mount Prospect, Manchester. After what appeared to be a quick scoping out of the environs, he went to another section where he reportedly jammed the ventilation fan and ripped it from the structure on the building to gain access. He would then appear with an accomplice, both of whom gained access through the ventilation outlet before opening the main door from inside shortly after 11 p.m. By 11:18 p.m., they could be seen entering the unit with what appeared to be plastic drums. Upon noticing the building surveillance camera, one of the thieves climbed the tower and tried to disarm the camera. When our technical team visited the site, it was discovered that batteries and fuel were stolen. The fuel cost was estimated at over 70,000 Jamaican dollars, while each battery was estimated at $25,000. 4 batteries were stolen. The Huntley broadcast site allows coverage in St. Elizabeth and Manchester, even as it serves as a link for transmission in sections of St. James, Hanover, and Westmoreland. The technical team manager, Dwayne Harley, has explained that should constant looting prevent transmission from the Huntley site, coverage in Western Jamaica would be limited. Anyone with information on the site break-ins and theft of valuables is being asked to contact CVM TV at 931-9400-2. In previous months, the site has experienced a number of break-ins which pose a challenge in maintaining transmission. Nika Lewis, CVM Live.
And in another story close to home, some workers on the compound of the Blaze Industrial Park in Kingston are concerned over the precarious positioning of a utility pole on the property. One such person, who did not want to be identified, explained that the pole has been like this for some time.
This pole, which has been like this for over a year, we made a report, a written report to JPS on the 26th of June, and we did not get any redress. They responded in writing to say that they would send in an emergency team.
She explained that the position of the pole worsened after the heavy rains on October 4th. But after reporting the issue to the Jamaica Public Service Company, supporting brackets were placed on the pole the following day. Since then, nothing has been done to permanently address the issue. She's asking the JPS to come and address the issue immediately to prevent damage to property and, even worse, loss of life. Well, those were our major stories for this evening. More news coming your way in News Live in 5 with Joel Croskill. But coming up straight ahead, our panel discussion. One of the most violent places in Jamaica, an area police find difficult to control, is Spanish Town. Is Spanish Town uncontrollable? We focus on that hotspot on our panel discussion with Superintendent Stephanie Lindsay, Bishop Rowan Edwards, and businessman Dennis Robotham. That comes your way right after this break.